we commence? Who we're going to be watching on the first mid bomb? Take it away.
Alright. Well, I'm just going to be taking the overview on the top, on the on the first mid, see what happens from the skybox. Fancy does seem to be getting there a moment before Kuno. Peter DC underneath. Gonna be just waddling around for now. Matty's bombed forwards, got onto auto immediately. That's the medic down, and Iroh is going to be able to surf away the counter bomb. So it's a win for Blue here on the mid fight. Just Juno left alive, but he's between two scouts. Is going to try and take the 1v1 versus Ollie, but he's got the heals there. Very clean mid fight win.
Yeah, very well played. The soldiers on the red side were like very, very, very close to being able to catch out Iroh there, but not able to do so as we move on to the last hold for the red side.
Yeah, already full Uber advantage. Sentry is coming up near the spawn door. Amma is playing Pyro already as well. There's some traps inside lobby, but it doesn't look like they're going to be going anywhere near it. It looks like a river push is what they're going to decide to do here. Fancy's just popping some stickies into lower. Kuna playing under the point. Loopy's going to get flashed through into lower there along with a soldier, and they just double team Haunts under the point. The sentry is going down now, and Ollie is already playing cap. Peter DC on it as well, managing to keep them off the point, and it's a very quick first round, 90 seconds.
They were just they were just completely unable to deny point after you had those players going through water, and they just got stuffed on the point. And it just all went terribly. Moving into the next mid though, obviously we need to be watching onto the blue side as they did win out the last one. And Iroh living was a very big deciding factor as we are moving in. It looks like the scouts are going to be having a little bit of an engagement across the point. Matty AZN going for some sort of fake one, but Peter DC in behind looks like he came up, dropped down, managed to get a frag onto the med, and now blue team just wanting to back all the way out.
There's tiny amounts of HP across all these red players, though. If they do just fight this, they can win it out, and the scouts do look to be returning. Juno is just waiting for that med pack. It does come up just underneath him in the nick of time, but he's going to go down to Loopy anyway. Now 2v1. Amarok has it all to do, drops down onto the low ground. Ollie's going to start playing the cap. Loopy's waiting for that pack now, does collect it. And the spawners are going to be in. Amma just takes a nice meat shot onto Loopy. Could get the 1v2. Haunts is in to back him up now. Ollie down on the low ground, but this is just going to be a complete refight on mid. Both meds arrive back into the fight.
Indeed they do, as now Haunts getting absolutely annihilated by Ollie there. Ollie goes down in return to Bambi, and Matty Hazien in behind manages to get a nice rocket onto auto and gets the frag in the end.
Yeah, very clutch. Now blue are just going to be looking to keep their own med alive. Repush with this Uber, they're going to let the point get capped up. It's not going to matter too much at all in terms of the long game with this Uber charge advantage just about to come into play. There's almost no presence on mid from Mandem even. They are far out. There are some sticks being cleared from Big Door now. A little bit more presence, but it doesn't look like anyone's going to go for anything. Juno is just slowly but surely being forced out. Haunts is bombed onto the low ground onto a scout, and he's going to get taken down as well. They do find an Ollie frag for it, and Bambi gets in behind.
Yeah, Bambi's all the way in behind. He could probably try and get some sort of force on the go if he really wanted to, if they are going to give up second. But it looks like the demo was doing a little bit of contention, but ends up leaving. And the soldiers on the respawn are going to be just trying to regain top. Bambi comes in behind them, manages to deal a lot of damage to the medic. Iroh just holding on to that for dear life.
Yeah, Iroh getting very lucky there. Some missed shots from Bambi, but Bambi did a good job to actually kill the scout that was capping mid. This is like probably around by now already if Bambi doesn't get that kill on mid. They all had to come back. They do take him down with the katana, of course, in the end, but Bambi got more than enough value there.
Yeah, managing to just deny them for as long as he did allows his team to build up that Uber charge, and now it is going to be equal for the last hold. They are just backing out, and they are going to be getting themselves postured up to maybe try and defend, but the Uber comes in so early.
Yep, both Ubers out of the equation. There's still going to be two red players down by the time it fades, And there's so much damage onto Auto, but he is just going to be able to live, get into spawn. But everyone's busting while the heals are in spawn. They can frag all the players at the front, and they do so magnificently. There's so much damage.
Once again,
Haunts just about to block the point, but it's only Auto left alive. Another round for the Hounds.
it's so unfortunate for MANDEM. They're just kind of trying to get onto the point, but every time they try and get onto the point, they just get crushed by like all of the spam, and obviously it was the scouts there that won that out in the end, but the damage from the soldiers was insane.
Yep, as we do come into the third mid. Eyes again on P2DC going up. Drop down last time was the crucial part of the start of the mid fight. Every time they've managed to get these med picks have Hounds, but this time it's Haunts bombing in first. He's going to get instantly taken down. Auto's gone down low, and Matty at this time coming up behind. Puts one rocket into Amarok, but it's not enough, and now it's a 4v5. Juno's got in behind as well, blocking the exit. Ollie, Iroh, all stuck in. Fancy Elf's the last one standing. Gonna try and jump away, see what he can get done, but it's nothing at all. 6 players alive at the end of this mid.
An absolutely flawless mid coming out of the Hounds, as they do just not Hounds, MANDEM, as they do manage to like win out that one. Yeah, very flawful, very flawful. They managed to win it out, and they are gonna have their own opportunity at taking the last push coming in with their Uber advantage. It is currently 70%, so they are going to be wanting to move in sometime soon, because obviously they don't want to give them too much time to build.
Yep, it's our first time seeing the last defense from Hounds. We'll see how it manages to work. Bambi and Haunts instantly kill B2DC in under. They get the demo as well, they get the sentry as well. This is just absolutely easy for MANDEM. They do everything they need to almost instantly, and there's a round.
Yeah, very well played. They managed to, again, just a flawless push. Like, they get in, they lose no players, if not one, and they managed to win it out very, very easily. They made it look so easy with how much they struggled in the previous rounds.
Well, here we go into the fourth mid, and Iroh has been instantly domed by 2 pipes coming out of the lock and load, Kuna's favourite weapon, and that is why you just instantly shoot 2 pipes. They're going so fast across mid. Rocket. Juno is going to clean up the rest. Fancy Elf bombing in, seeing if he can get onto Auto. Ooh, does half the damage he needs, but still MANDEM staying alive, staying in the game.
Juno absolutely destroying Ollie on that mid. Beautiful rockets from that man, but as we move in to the last or near last push, they are going to be in exactly the same position once again.
Yep, again. They have this 70% advantage. As you say, the NG and Pyro combo did absolutely nothing to quell this push last time, but they are going to be coming through the shutter instead of River this time. Kuna bombing forwards, instantly gets the sentry down. Oh, he's in spawn. There's 3 players in spawn. They are flashing Amarok across the point. They haven't managed to get the kills in lower. They just took it through a different door this time, and they don't get anything they need. They've ended the Uber in lower instead of starting it there, and they just get destroyed. They did not have any point presence. That demo wasn't down. The soldier under the point wasn't down. And now they managed to re-contest second. Hounds here with a very, very large ad going into the rest of the round. Haunts sniping from the forwards door.
Exactly, as it looks like more than likely MANDEM are going to have to go for some sort of force play if Haunts doesn't work out on Sniper. Indeed it doesn't, it gets spammed out by Peter DC. So unless they want to go for a Sniper in the second forward, then there isn't really a massive amount that they can really get going without this force.
Yeah, there's just no place to really be forcing on mid unless you've got both of your soldiers willing to commit close, but they had Haunts on the Sniper, so that's not an option for them, and they have already given up second entirely. In fact, they're not even delaying long enough for this to not be an ad anymore. It's an instant last push. There's been no delay from MANDEM, and they're destroying the combo in River. Juno and Kuna both going down here, but will they be able to get the rest of the kills? Auto, he's got no heal target. He's not going to get the Uber in time. Ollie's on the point already. He's going to just cap this up. No way!
Oh, no.
Auto's on 85% for the entire duration of that, and all of his players are playing on the floor for some reason. No way for Auto to get the Uber, and Hounds just take a third round because of that.
I'm starting to get deja vu of week 1 Gullywash, where they ended the map 5-1. 3-1, pushing us ever closer to that scoreline, as now we see Matty Asian just saying if he can get some spam onto the mid. Peter DC though, Peter's going to be seeing if he can go through drop down. He's going to be up. Matty coming in for a bomb as well. They do manage to get a scout, and they do take the pack in the meantime. And the scout's just running across point, managing to deal with everybody else involved. Kuna going to be trapped in elbow, and Otto, the last man standing, going to get a 20-second respawn.
Yeah, that was such a nice synchronized bomb. Peter coming up the back, Matty just managing to get over everyone's head in the front to back Peter up in the choke. And this is a completely massive ad. This sentry, they're spamming the wrong spot right now, but if they do find the sentry, it's not even going to be up by the time the push comes in. Only a level 1 as of right now. Not even going to be able to get up to level 2 as they do take this sentry down instantly. Jumping onto Auto as well. The med is down. Now they just need to play around their own heals, get the rest of these frags. It should be another free last push, but it doesn't seem to be going quite that way. Loopy has managed to sneak his way onto point, though. Matty versus Haunts, and Matty does just cap it out in the end.
Yeah, a very weird one. Trades back and forth going on that last push there, but it looked like Ollie was taking a 2v1, and then Loopy ended up winning the 2v1 off of damage, and it was just a complete mess, but they managed to get it in the end.
Here we go. This could be the final mid. Matty instantly putting some pressure on Kuna this time, whereas Peter DC, again in the drop down, biding his time, jumps up. But all of Red Team are already moving forward. He doesn't really have a target to fight. Matty does get the kill onto the medic on point, though. Now Iroh is just trying to live. Amarok is coming up through elbow. He's got all of his players surrounding him, though, and eventually it's going to be another inevitable mid-fight for the Hounds.
Yeah, Iroh did manage to get that pack in the end, but Bambi coming in once again, and if it wasn't for the few whiffed shots that he had, he could have easily secured that that mid frag there.
Alright. Yeah, not much more to say. Once again, this could very easily be the end of the map. We're only 12 minutes in, but there's a level 2 on the right side door. Haunts is in lower and Kuna's in secret, sorry. Kuna's trying out a kind of different position. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any presence from him at all on this last, just hiding out as long as he can. He's got control of the point, but Peter DC has baited out the debt already. There's already a lot of cap time.
So
Haunts
many
is going to go down. And
only
the Pyro,
5 HP Pyro.
last
so
one standing. What a quick first map here. This could be over sooner than it starts.
Exactly. We're obviously moving into the second map, a map that they haven't played against each other yet. Could be a different story. Hopefully, if we want to see 3 maps, we'll see a different story in the next map.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to hope for a different story if you're Mandem right now. Like, that just sucks to get started with a 12-minute loss on map 1.
And one thing I really want to highlight is the only 2 people managing to get above 12 kills, which is, so Bambi's on 12. The only 2 people managing to get above that are the scouts on the side of Hounds, which is with 15 and 21, both very, 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 very well played from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice scout KD to have when you're winning. It's kind of what you expect to see. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the scouts logs. It's like the scouts logs are good because they're winning, rather than vice versa. Like Peter and Matty at the start of these mids are putting in huge work. Loopy and Ollie obviously doing an excellent job of cleaning everything up. Just getting so many frags in cleanup at the end of the mids, and then leading those Ubers into last. When you just get time and time again, you get those full Uber advantages. Leading that over in with Loopy, he's going to be able to farm some huge frags, but good job from them nonetheless. As you mentioned, you don't get those logs by playing badly, and Loopy just eats up what's in front of him, takes those Ubers in like a champ. And yeah, I guess the last holds and the mids is all this game really came down to. We saw absolutely no back and forth gameplay.
Yeah, it was very much like the soldiers had all the impact on the mid. And when we got onto the last, it was all about the scouts, just cleaning up the frags and securing the round for the team. And here we are, 5-1 victory in the first map to the Hounds.
Now, from the match page, I'm not able to discern who picked what maps, but you need to hope right now the Mandem picked Sunshine, because if we see the same affair once again, I don't even know what the point of us turning up to this server will have been, Nhaaj. That was not a good first map.
Yeah, exactly. Really, like you said, you really do have to hope that this map was picked by Mandem, because it's going to be scary. And obviously, going into this map, after losing 5-1 on the first map in a best of 3, you're not going to be in a good mental position. So they probably are going to take the time that they have in the pregame to just have a brief mental reset in order to go into the next game refreshed and hopefully performing a lot better.
Yeah, so do you think you were saying 2-0? Do you still believe that this is how it's gonna go in the second map?
Um,
I mean, you were
well,
saying 2-0 Mandem, so I highly
we could
doubt
have a reverse
it's gonna
sweep.
go that
We could
way.
have a reverse sweep. I'm still staying for the side I decided to start with. So
All right, you're a loyal man, a loyal but foolish man. We'll see. We got to see Mandem turn this around right from the start, because they were never really in the first game. Every single mid was just rolling for the side of the Hounds. So here we go, rolling out onto Sunshine to start with.
yeah,
Both
all
demos.
eyes are on Mandem at the moment to really make the plays here.
Yep, Kuna has got right onto mid first, locking Fancy into Flower. Everyone now coming into mid behind them. There's a huge bomb from Haunts onto Matty, but he's not going to find the kill. Matty's jumped away. Haunts has gone in behind. Both teams have swapped sides now on the mid.
Yeah, they're just rotating around each other's sides, and Haunts comes back in to assist his team, and they do manage to get the frag onto Matty there, but with the medic going down on your side, it's not going to be ideal for you, as that gives Hounds the advantage to be able to come straight back in and fight you. And oh my god, very low HP after the full damage there.
Yeah, Iroh's very lucky to be alive, but that should have been such an easy job. I mean, Juno and Haunts had such distance, and they bombed one by one. It should have been very easy to stay alive, but somehow ends up close. But doesn't matter either way. Keeps that Uber in his pocket, and Amma is watching with the sniper here, trying to drop someone before the Uber. I don't believe they've seen the dot yet, but Ollie has peeked. He knows the sniper's there, knows they have to pop through around this corner, and here it comes onto Fancy, onto Ollie. They're bombing forwards. The sniper's been switched off. The sentry is getting spammed down already. Juno is hitting crazy shots on Ollie. What is that? Oh my god, Juno, if only the air shots would win you the round, but it looks like that's not the way it works, as just Amarok left on the point. Luffy's going to stand on it. Whoa.
Beautiful rockets. It's so unfortunate, as Juno puts in so much work to be able to deal with that player, and then the lost round just tells the entire story.
Yeah, I mean, he hit like 3 air shots, I think a double on the scout while he's Ubered, and then singled him afterwards once the Uber was flashed off. Very nice from Juno, but maybe shooting upwards rockets at an Ubered scout isn't really your job on the last hold, and doesn't really help the team all that much.
Yeah,
but it's nice to look at, nonetheless.
Haunts goes in for a big bomb, manages to get all the way in through choke, and is going to be playing behind right now. They know the demo's in cafe, and he does manage to get onto him and deal with that. And now it's just 3 up on the side of Hounds, as Mandem are just going to be trying to take it as aggressively as possible. Haunts hits a nice rocket onto Iroh, but Iroh manages to live in the end with only Ollie going down, so they're going to be all the way back on last.
Yeah,
with the full Uber.
The real story on mid there was Ollie just torpedoing onto Auto, gets him down to double digits of health, but just manages to stay alive in the end there, does auto. It's a very nice attempt from Ollie, gonna be spawning up now. Loopy's on Sniper to see if he can make something happen, and we've basically got our first stalemate of the entire game here, from the looks of things. Even Ubers in Sunshine Lobby. There's gonna be a sack in from Haunts here, just lands underneath a trap and gets instantly destroyed by Fancy.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but it does give room for Loopy to go for a peek. Loopy is going to be making his way in through lobby and moving over onto lower left to see if he can spot out any of these players. He gets spotted out by a soldier, so he's going to have to rotate away, but he does seem quite eager to try and go for that peek again.
No, he was just dodging the rockets there. Nice movement to keep himself alive. And Matty's juggled Bambi in, does get a free frag, so they might actually leave lobby again. He might get another chance to go for this peek. Everyone on Mandem has to flee the lobby while they just wait for Bambi's spawn.
Yeah, but if I'm to expect anything, I'd expect probably a counter sniper or a spy play coming in, and that is exactly what they're going for. Bambi going down and coming back up on the sniper.
Yep, I mean, this is an absolute classic. Neither team knows what to do, so put people on sniper and hope for the best. Angle, it looks like. Haunts has just fed in lobby to Matty. Free pick is going to make them have to leave lobby again, but there's just no forwards presence from Hounds when they get these picks. They put their sniper in lobby and hope for someone to feed him. That's pretty much it. There's really nothing happening in towards second. They are just willing to let this round reset by the looks of things.
Yeah, it does look to be the case, as we are just still sitting. Not a lot really going on. They're trying to send sacks back and forth, and it looks like they're trying to make space for their sniper on the far right side. They are double spamming. See if they can catch out this player, but...
Loopy just gets the fully charged onto Bambi. And, oh, they might catch the demo here. Nice bomb from Peter, finds Kuna. Now that a demo's down, they definitely have to start moving forwards. There's no excuse to not be out on second here straight away. Loopy still sniping, trying to look for an angle. Bambi's just respawned, but they've already taken the space out onto second. Haunts is very low on the flank, gonna get taken down by Loopy with that last chip shot. Bambi should be getting the kill onto the sniper here, does do so eventually, and the trades are happening elsewhere in the meantime. A nice surf out towards the choke from Auto, and in fact he does get picked up by Matty AZN anyway, and he will find Juno too, doubling up. Bambi, everyone's just sacking their lives for Iroh here, and they do manage to find the medic. And in fact, this push looks a lot better for Mandem now. They've managed to cause so much chaos. They've got an angle through onto last. Kuna taking a 1v1 versus Peter. Loopy's in to back him up now, and they will get all those frags eventually. Hounds find their feet on the out of last push, and they're going to be able to cap up second.
But they're going to be coming back into block. Haunts goes for a bomb, and it just hit a nice rocket onto Fancy, and Loopy takes another one in Synchrony, takes another one in the lower lobby area after getting the pack, and ends up going down. Juno going to be just backing out the truck, making sure he can get his health back up to a reasonable number, and it looks like they are just going to prioritize contesting this point, making sure they can secure as many frags as possible, and maybe even go for another stalemate. Only a minute 30 left though on the round timer.
My game has crashed, so you will have to fill in some time for me.
That's okay. It looks like they are just making their way into the lobby while very close to building the supercharge. They have been building quite a bit better than the Hounds here, but they're just going to be coming in for the dot push. They're trying to get in. Iroh manages to get his Uber, and they do deal with the sentry, but nothing else really happens as Bambi's trying to leave. They're urgently trying to get out. Auto dies, and that's going to be a real detriment to how this is going to go, as now Juno goes down as well. That's 4 picks in favor of Hounds, sorry. Coming straight back in to try and get the second push, but they're returning fire. Kuna manages to pick up another couple onto Ollie and Loopy, but it looks like they're not able to actually get out of the shutter door and get the point capped up. It is going to be better Uber on the side of Hounds.
I mean, there's 20 seconds. It's a YOLO feed coming in any second now from Mandem, but there's not probably going to be very much getting done. There's a heavy and a pyro. Juno's already gone down, but They do trade 3 players for Fancy Elf. Not really worth it in the end. Bambi's going to lose his life as well. Auto just trying to save his logs, I guess, at the end of this one, as we do see a round reset. Just both teams not having any clue what to do here on Sunshine Last, it seems. That was the perfect opportunity, at least 2 perfect opportunities for Hounds to get out off their own last, and it seemed like they kind of butchered both of them. But they keep themselves alive. I suppose they maintain the lead for another 5 minutes just by running down the clock, so we'll see if their mids work out any better.
Yeah, they did end up fumbling that in the end, but moving on to the mid fight, it looks like Peter DC is going to be coming in through Cafe. He ends up taking a fight with Haunts, takes a lot of damage, but so does Haunts, and ends up getting cleaned up in the end. Peter DC down, that is 1-man advantage on the mid fight. Juno going to be taking the bell tower and dealing some spam damage to Ira, as Ira is now half HP. They are going to be wanting to try and get some sort of bomb in to make sure that they can secure this pick. They do manage to get one more onto Ollie, and they're just going to be trying to get out of this valley area to see if they can escape. Ira goes down, Fancy's going to be coming in to try and get the pick onto the medic, and unfortunately unable to secure it. Peter going to be on the respawn, potentially going for a feed.
Yeah, that is definitely a feed. That would be the word for it. But that's the problem with both teams taking each other's side on Sunshine mid, which seems to be like so much the meta these days. Like, you just saw Hounds lost the pick advantage and they just got caught in. There's already ×3 on the cap. They're going to use this Uber just for the sake of it. They do get a couple frags with it, but the round was already over. Like, at the very start of that round, Hounds have lost 2 players and they're just in enemy valley. Like, the only thing they can do is delay until they get their Uber and, like, Uber to their own side of the mid, which is just such a terrible position to be in. And then they get 6v4'd, completely collapsed on, and Mandem roll that one forward. So they're back in the game. We've still got 20 minutes left. At this time, in the last map, it was about 4-1 to Hounds, so I guess it spells good news for Mandem so far. Matty has bombed behind. They're swapping sides again, both outside enemy cafe right now.
Yeah, rotating all the way around. Peter going to be trying to get a bomb onto the bell tower, but ends up landing on Tetris after dealing 0 damage. Now they're going to be trying to see if either of these teams can make any sort of opportunity. They managed to get the pick onto Ira with a huge bomb from Horns, and now Juno going to be just posturing up on the Tetris, and Fancy and Matty both stuck behind.
Loopy went in deep to try and get onto Auto. He did a lot of damage, but also just managed to live. Matty gets the force now. They are sacking 3 players for this, and Fancy is actually jumping behind as well with Matty. Oh, they're getting out to their own side. I did not even notice. Again, they've swapped so much that it's that difficult to get out to your own half. Fancy Elf is going to lose his life very, very late, which could just see a dry push into last while he's down. At least they're going to be able to try and spam this gun. The jump is in. Peter does manage to stay alive. Matty, though, has fallen down onto the low ground. Loopy's going to be able to bail him out, but he's not long for this world either way. It's a 1-for-1 now. Loopy tries to 1v1 Juno, but he gets the pickaxe kill. And now there's 2 down on last for Hounds. Haunts is just bombing in, seeing if there's space to get onto the medic, but Iro is as far away as possible.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are going to be equalised on Uber in the end, and no dot push from Mandem this time. As we do see, yeah, Hounds are just very, very willing to just sit here, posture themselves up. They're bringing up the NG now. They've got the heavy. Like, they're just going to set themselves up and sit still for 5 minutes again.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to see something a bit better than what we've seen so far on the last pushes. Amarok on the sniper from top right. It's a much trickier angle to try and do anything from, but Ollie is just giving him multiple attempts at hitting this shot. Does get the level 3 up eventually.
Yeah, it looks like possibly going to be trying to go in for a peek on the left side, but not really much going on for any of these teams at the minute. They're all just kind of sitting around. You've got the sniper of Loopy peeking through the very small angle through the crack there by the side of the barrel. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to back out of lobby, knowing that they're down a soldier and having a sniper on the field.
Yeah, again, it's just kind of come up on a sniper, stand around in lobby until you lose one, leave lobby. Nothing really proactive being done or from either team really. I mean, even with this pick, they don't even come into lobby from the Hounds side. They just want to let it go. They know that and run down this on-timer. They've done it before. There's not much inspiration from the offense of Red, so they do pick the dispenser down. That might be the biggest opportunity they get for a while.
Yeah, more than likely, as we do see, Matty keeps taking a little 1v1 with Juno on the left side, and Amarok just keeps peeking his angles, seeing what he can find. They find the dispenser again.
Oh my god, Iroh just had to force to spam. Iroh's just standing in the corner, eating every bit of spam possible. This is dreadful, and it's exactly what Mandem need to get back in this game. 100% Uber gifted to them out of nowhere.
Exactly, as they are going to be just moving themselves back up onto the top left, just seeing if they can get all the way in. They managed to deal with the sentry very early on, and they are going to be trying to cut off the spawn door. They did a lot of damage to Loopy. Loopy going to be on his own. Manages to get his med in the end, but Ollie and Iroh both going down. That's heals completely gone off the blue team. Only 2 up now, only Peter and Ollie. Or Peter and... Yeah, Peter and Loopy, sorry. My bad. As they just have to back out. They don't have the combat classes to be able to deal with this situation, and they're just going to try and maintain an Uber advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they do maintain an Uber advantage, but... It's a 30% Uber advantage, and they just managed to beef a 100% one. This last push is really not down to a T for Mandem. The only chance they've even had to get around so far has just been because no one even spawned on last on time after the mid-fight. When it comes to actually killing players on the last point, they don't seem to have a clue what's going on. Unable to convert that 100% massive advantage. And now up comes their Uber again, but they're going to have to be much quicker and cleaner. They bomb it forwards, they get the sentry gun down. They're putting stickies towards the rotated door, but Ollie's just come out of the other one from behind, puts a lot of damage into Auto. Peter has managed to block the point for the time being. It's a 5v3 now. Matty's going to go down. Only Ollie and Peter left. There is some time on point, both scouts on it. And this time they managed to convert. Mandem back in the lead for the first time, actually. They're in the lead in this series.
Exactly as you say, in the lead for the first time in this series. Obviously after the heartbreaking defeat in the last map, they are going to be trying to redeem themselves in this one. And going up 2-1 is very much a start. They are going to be moving into this mid, and Fancy just seeing if he can get some spam onto Horns, make sure you can deny his bomb for as long as possible. Juno also takes a lot of damage, but Horns going in for a big bomb. Manages to land on Ollie, does do a lot of damage, but unable to find that frag, and Auto going down as well, alongside 3 of his team, is going to be a Hounds mid.
Yeah.
Juno.
Oh, Juno just got arrowed. Iroh knows exactly what's going on. And Peter's actually already in behind. Might just get a free frag onto Kuna here. If the Demo Man goes down this late, it's going to be a tragedy. He's still trying to fight this out. Peter could just bomb him if only he knew he was that low, but Kuna's going to be able to escape through lower now. Either way, it's 100% ad. Iroh just lived on... Even though he was eating like every bit of spam at the start of the mid, it's the 2 rocket insta-kill from Matty onto Auto that's the real thing that matters in that mid-fight, and Iroh just managed to keep distance at the end to keep this Uber up and running. In it comes now Fancy, bombing straight onto the door. Doesn't find the sentry, it's on the other side, but it's going to get taken down instantly now. Kuna and Juno both still alive though. Kuna will now fall. Haunts is trying to bomb into the combo after the Uber, but it doesn't go his way, and they have 3 frags. Just need to play this 5v3 now. Put all the rockets into Amarok at the same time. There we go. And they are able to get back up onto the scoreboard, equalize it at 2-2.
Yeah, managing to get that round there on, well, so convincingly, like so fast. They're definitely going to be in a good mental position going into the rest of the game. They're going to be trying to make sure to get another one like that in order to sort of secure it for them, and more than likely, if they do end up on the back foot, they are going to go for this round reset once again. But moving into the mid, we do see Kuna grabbing his arrow and seeing if he can deal some damage to Ollie on the point. as they don't want him getting aggressive, but Matty comes in, deals a little bit of damage to Auto. Auto very low HP, and they are just going to be cleaning that up. Kuna and Auto both go down, and now it's just going to be the soldiers and the scouts on the side of Mandem. Mandem just trying to get the cleanup, but both the soldiers down now. You've got Amarok going in, whiffing all of his shots, unfortunately not able to find that one, and now Bambi, the remaining player, unfortunately ends up going down.
Yeah, a nice play from Matty again on the mid. He had all the combo in front of him. He's in flowers alone, gets pushed by the combo, just manages to jump over all of their heads and puts Auto down onto like 5 health, who then did get cleaned up. Once again, Iroh plays inside the cafe immediately once that happens. They do let a couple players get onto him, but they beefed all their shots. As you said, Iroh keeps this Uber up and running, and we could see a very quick turnaround. Hounds, could get back in the lead here. They're just buffing up soldiers, getting ready to take it from the left side this time, actually, it seems, as they pop it onto Fancy and a scout. Sentry gun goes down much faster as they meet it on the correct side this time, but now Red do have the high ground. There's a bit of time on point, but it's been blocked very well, and everything is just down for Hounds. They're already turning their tails and running. Loopy is trying to hide about in lower. No one's clearing this? He's back onto the last, but they know they're not going to fall for that one.
Yeah, they're not going to fall for it, but I just wanted to point out that Amarok went crazy on that heavy there. He managed to deny like everyone that tried to jump forward, and even caught the med a little bit in the air when the med surfed a rocket. And it just went very well for them on the last push, but they're going to be coming in through flowers. They're going to be dealing a lot of, well, they're not dealing much damage at all. They're just fighting Peter on the point, dealing a lot of damage to him, but not really a lot else going on. Loopy goes down, but so does Juno.
There's a back cut, by the way.
Matty's
on Pain Train. Peter's blocking it from the front. Oh, Peter manages to get the block. Matty's on Pain Train. He's already going to last. Matty on the last point. He's got ×2. This is the round already. Sealed, signed, and delivered. Matty just takes it with the Pain Train. So nice to see the Pain Train back in use. And, I mean, just excellent delay on mid. Peter managing to live. He looked like he was going to die very early on the mid to Juno bombing him from behind, but managing to stay alive and keeping his life for the end of that mid where he could block just completely changes the outcome of the round.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was going to be going for that back up there. I didn't realize he was on the Pain Train, but he managed to secure it in the end on the mid fight. Kuna goes down very early, not going to be very good for the side of Mandem, so does Haunts. Haunts falls. They manage to get the pick onto Iroh, which is going to be much better for them, as they are now just going to be leaving to last. They're going to have their Uber advantage and probably even going to recontest second with their respawners.
Yeah, I didn't spot if it was an air shot or a wall shot by Juno to get the med, but nice pick nonetheless. So I'll act like it was an air shot just to sing his praises a little more. Fancy is very far forwards. I think the plan was to like try and maybe put a spawn trap up, but instead he's just dying for nothing because of this. No one's checked dungeon or left side, so Loopy and Peter are actually both in behind. It could have been a 2-shot. It could have been a 2-shot. The soldier's here to drop him anyway. Auto goes down to Peter. Nice team play. If one of them doesn't make it, the other one's at least got their back. And this is a 50% advantage now for Iroh at least.
Yeah, the roles are completely reversed. They've swapped the 50% advantage to the opposing side, and now they're just going to be recontesting with heals. They don't even need their Uber as of this very moment.
Haunts is straight onto Iroh. Iroh's 1 HP! What? He doesn't even get the Uber before he goes down. No one even looked above Cafe, and Haunts had fired like 3 rockets before anyone on Hounds even turned around. How is that happening? How are you letting that happen to your medic? They're just trying to YOLO sack this into second at this point, throwing everything they can at Auto. They do manage to pop him up into the corner, and Matty will follow it up. But was it worth the 4-man sack just to equalize the Ubers?
They're just flip-flopping backwards and forwards, this Uber charge advantage, and now with Iroh.
Oh, he's not even going to live. Iroh can't even heal someone.
So it's only going to be like a 10-15% advantage if Auto has someone to heal straight away. So they have managed to get up to a 25 advantage, which could be something that actually does help them in some way or another, but they're just posturing themselves up on second. They're playing quite passively because they don't want to be sacked on too early, and they're just going to be ready to defend against whatever comes at them.
Yep, Haunts is bombing the flank, does get nice rockets onto Loopy, but Peter is there to instantly get the frag onto Haunts, and now everyone's deep in a 5v6. This is a very precarious position for Mandem. They're just going to let Bambi and Juno die, and Peter's already behind the entire combo, just farming them in Cafe. Gets a lot of damage, but none of the frags. Matty is going to be trying to chase, but everyone is just running as fast as their legs can carry them. Stacking the point to try and deny the forwards. They might get Juno onto last here, but yeah, they do manage to deny him, but the Uber is up, and Juno's spawning any second now anyway, so it's just pretty much even.
Yeah, has been equalized on both sides, and they are just going to trade scouts.
Yeah, I mean, Loopy got 2v1'd. He did a good job to actually manage to get a trade there. It was very slow and painful death. Unable to kill him for very long, Mandem, but eventually the trade comes in. Peter straight onto point. Auto is just trapped, and he got the drop! What is that? Auto is just stood inside the lighthouse, gets the easiest rockets of Peter's life. 2 shots into the floor, just take Auto down. What is that, man?
Yeah, it looks like Haunts and Juno want to try and go for something similar, but they've just backed up so far. They're so ready to be able to try and deal with this, and they are just going to be getting themselves in slowly but surely in order to take the Uber advantage into last, more than likely.
It's
they
so
really
weird.
Don't want to have to use this.
I mean, there's no reason. Peter does get a frag onto Juno. Everyone else should already be out to last, but I don't understand why be inside the lighthouse there. Like, it's so easy to survive single sacks on this point because you have a nice open flat space with 2 scouts in front of you, and you can just surf backwards into even more space. Instead, Auto just like puts himself in the most dangerous position, and this could be the nail in the coffin for the entire series as the bomb comes into last. The Uber is out already. Ollie just sacks on the point. Kuna insta-dets, blows this push to smithereens. Fancy is still trying to salvage. If he can put enough damage in, they can get back in here, but no, Ollie just instantly suicide bombed the point for some reason, and this is Mandem able to get back into the game here.
Yeah, they do have the Uber advantage. They are going to be wanting to try and take it as far as they can in order to be able to actually secure some rounds, as it is currently 3-2, and there isn't a lot of time left.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 minutes left. Peter is sacking in, does pop Auto up into the air, but it's a nice surf. He does have to force to the second soldier, but it's 3-man sack to get this force out. Definitely mid is going to be going the way of Mandem, but their spawns are up in 7. They have full Ubercharge advantage. It's likely going to be a flip-flop. The det on point doesn't do anything. Fancy Sticky's out of position. But, man, this isn't too bad of a situation for Hounds. They do actually deny the spawn, so they are straight in onto Fancy. They can manage to pick him off, but they don't. Does get the boat in time. Peter feeds into them on choke, and the force is out. Juno trying to get behind is going to lose his life as well. And now it's a 4v5. The Uber is in Mandem's advantage, but they don't have it up yet. This can easily be dry for. Bambi has managed to sneak behind, but Matty's on his case as well.
Yeah, it's currently not looking very good. Even with the advantage for the side of Mandem, they're getting a respawner now, but Horns getting 2-piped isn't going to be very ideal, as now Auto needs to back all the way out. He ends up getting forced in Chug, and they're just going to have to try and take this forward. They need to get the pick onto Ira here if they want to try and take it forward and end up winning the
both blue soldiers are behind, and they're both in right now. They don't get anything, though. Oh, no. They don't manage to get anything, but the fighters from ahead managed to at least back them up a little bit. Haunts is just bombing straight in onto a scout. He's going to lose his life, but Ollie is out of position as Iro has to get back just to maintain this Uber. Very unfortunate that those soldiers just managed to miss all the frags in choke there. That could have been the pincer of the century, but Matty and Peter unable to do so. They do have the Uber now in their hands, and they still have this 1-round lead. There's only 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. Unless they beef this, it's going to be difficult for Mandem to find a way back into the game. It might even be smart for them to just stall the clock here. Peter does get fucked on the flank, but Matty and Ollie are here to back him up. Haunts is going to go down. Juno's half HP there as well, getting chased by Matty. This could be it. It could all be over already. Both teams just playing chicken. Neither one wants to use the Uber first. Kuna gets rolled in the corner by a pipe air shot there. And the Uber is much, much better for Iroh. They just need to not drop their players. And there's 2 minutes left on the clock. MANDEM have to retreat and they're around down.
Matty's chasing hard though. He got very, very hungry. Very low HP and still decides to go for that bomb onto auto. Unable to find it in the end. But they are just going to be coming forward on the side of MANDEM. They want to try and secure this round as quickly as possible. They know they haven't got much time remaining, so they need to get as much as they can, as quickly as they can.
Yeah, but so far, their last pushes have not been good, even with colossal advantages. And right now, it's dead even. There's 80 seconds left on the game. If they lose this, of course, the game is just over. They're out of playoffs. If they win this, they still have to fight back through Golden Cap and through the third map, which would be Granary. Haunts has managed to make some space. He actually frags Peter DC straight up. Matty is very, very low as well. The Uber has come out of desperation for blue team, but they're just managing to force Auto off now. Auto's now coming back in with the rest of his players, with the Uber. The shots aren't being hit, and the sentry gun has just stayed up this entire time, takes down Amarok. Kuna is very, very low. Bambi's going to fall as well to Matty. Kuna just unable to get onto this sentry gun, and he's going to fall in lower. Soldier on the point is Juno. He's not able to do it.
Wonderful rocket onto Peter, though, unfortunately, as he goes down. And now they're just going to be having to back out. They need to go for this funny feed play, desperation last push.
Why is Matty giving them a frag, bro? They have 20 seconds. Just stay with 6 up. Instead, he's given them an opportunity here. They have a 6v5 for another 10 seconds. All of these off classes are up. They've got the heavy, they've got the pyro. There's 12 seconds. MANDEM aren't even coming into last. You've got 10 seconds. You all have to be on the point right now. They're bombing in. The pyro is down. They're actually playing the point just in time. Are they going to be able to get it? The soldier's on the point. Matty's blocking it. There's no time. It's over. That's it for MANDEM. They are eliminated. And congratulations to Hounds. They're going to advance to the grand finals off the back of these 2 maps.
Yeah, very well played for the Hounds. They managed to secure 2 maps in a row. They didn't even have to go to the third one, the decider, which was Granary. And it's just an incredible game from them.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely very, very sloppy on the second map. Very well played first map. Probably one of the fastest maps we've seen outside of like the first seed versus 8th seed kind of prem games we have to watch every season. Like a 12 minutes Gullywash where every round was just converted instantly off the mid fight. Whereas this second map, round reset in there, you know, a lot of time spent just headbutting that last with sniper duels, but eventually in the end they are going to take it, get through to fight Duplo, I believe, in the grand final.
Yeah, both sides had a lot of time to sit and think about how they wanted to play the rest of the game as of the stalemates that took place, but it looks like in the end Hounds thought harder and they also fought harder.
Alright, let's take a quick look at the logs, Nhaaj, and then we can wrap this up. First of all, we got to call out the Prem champion Auto getting 2 drops, both of which actually had a pretty big impact, I think.
Yeah, they kind of I think one of them decided around completely when he dropped in the lighthouse.
Yes, yeah.
And it was a bit unfortunate for his team that happened, but it was just a very well played bomb to notice that the medic was playing in the lighthouse and managed to pick it up, which was, yeah, unfortunate for the side of MANDEM.
Any players you want to shout the praises of in terms of some other stats?
30 bomb from Amarok, to be honest. That's kind of insane, even though he's on the losing side.
Yeah,
on the losing side, being able to, well, top frag, but also like managing to get 30 kills is kind of insane. Obviously, absolutely farming on those soldiers.
I'll give shout-outs to Juno for the 4 air shots on the log as well. Bunch of them on an Ubered Scout, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't take away from it.
Doesn't take away from it at all. Managing to, deny him for at least a little while.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage of the semis. We, of course, will be bringing you the Hounds versus Duplo in the grand final. It should happen sometime next week. Keep your eyes on Team Fortress TV for all the information. Of course, upcoming Prem playoff officials as well. You don't want to miss those. So stay around. Make sure you follow the channel, etc. And do you want to give out any shout-outs, Nhaaj?
I'll give a wonderful little shout out to my rejects. You know who you are. That's about all I really have to say. Thank you for TFTV for giving me the opportunity to actually try out casting. That's all from me.
Nice, cool. I will shout out all the viewers, both the teams. Thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.